In the kingdom of the heavyweights where giants clash, a decision isn't always necessary, because here a single fist can write the final chapter. It is the realm of raw, unadulterated power, the power of a Mike Tyson uppercut, the brutal force of a George Foreman right hand, the devastating swing of Tommy the Duke Morrison. This is not about points scored. This is about legends shattered and born in an instant.
Nobody can get close to me, the best fighter in the world.
These are the most legendary heavyweight knockouts in boxing history.
November 22nd, 1986. We're in Vegas, baby, to witness one of the most incredible forces ever to tie on a pair of gloves. Mike Tyson. But this match in the middle of the Nevada desert's gonna be his biggest test yet. It's only the first round and, oh my, Tyson wastes no time and staggers the champ. At 20 years old, if Mike can stop the bigger Berbick, he'll become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Skipping ahead to round 2, Berbick tries to tie Tyson up, but somehow keep the beast at close range so he can't unload on him. But pow! Mike rocks him with a vicious combo. He's got to be woozy after that crushing cup of punch Tyson just served him. Oh, and Kid Dynamite connects with a straight left-right between the eyes. He's got the champ on the ropes, looking to put him on life support. Nadoosh! Boom goes Kid Dynamite.
Berbick struggles to get to his feet, but tumbles backwards into the ropes. His legs are completely gone from that one dynamite punch.
In the Atlantic City Convention Center, heavyweight worlds are about to collide. First, the heralded challenger, 22-year-old Tommy the Duke Morrison. He won his first 28, but who's he really fought? And here comes the current champion, merciless Ray Mercer, back from a 9-month layoff. Can Mercer find his way back into this thing? Mercer puts the Duke in the house of hurt. Wow! Lock the door, shut out the lights, and say, good night.
That was crazy.
Let's be kind and monster rewind.
We take you way back now to March 26, 1974, and an epic clash down in Caracas. That ripped-up guy in the red trunks is a 25-year-old George Foreman, at this point considered the hardest puncher in the world. He brought an astonishing 39-0 record into this title defense against the legend in his own right, Mr. Ken Norton. Let's pick up the round 2 action.
Foreman teeing off. 3 right hands, then Norton crashing into the ropes. The referee gives Norton a mandatory 8 count. Norton goes down again.
That one seemed a little more like a slip. Norton sure gets his money worth out of those ropes. But this next series is where George Foreman really throws some fat beef on the grill. Sizzling.
And Norton fumbling to the canvas.
The New York crowd has packed Madison Square Garden to see a future legend. The 24-year-old fighting machine in red trunks, Smokin' Joe Frazier. Looking for his 20th straight SmackDown, Smokin' Joe will have to blast his way through a mountain of a man to get it. Undefeated Buster Mathis. Now at this point, Muhammad Ali has just been stripped of his title for draft dodging, and the World Heavyweight crown is up for grabs. We pick up the action in the 11th round as both men have been pounding each other, bringing the heavyweight hurt.
Buster Mathis and Joe Frazier really going at it, each man refusing to give ground.
Ooh, and Buster busts a couple of rights to Joe's mug, but he didn't even feel it. Frazier could get hit by a bus and shake it off. But bam! Frazier comes back with a double dose of uppercut jawbreakers. Mathis is starting to look like a side of beef that's been marinated and getting ready for the grill. Everybody knows Mathis has dynamite in those meaty mitts of his. One monster blow to Joe's kisser could still end this thing in his favor, but not on this night, big man.
Frazier rips a sharp left hook to the jaw, and the 240-pound Mathis hits the canvas.
Yeah, and he's dropped off on the ground floor. June 27th, 1988. Mostly remembered as the night Mike Tyson blew up Michael Spinks. But way down on the bottom of the card that night was a big boy who'd loom large in Tyson's future, James Buster Douglas. unlike his totally yoked out opponent, Mike Mercury Williams. These two fighters headed in opposite directions, or so it seemed. Williams was bleeding a little, but in control. A few more rounds and he'd be one step closer to a title shot.
You're just gonna let this guy come back on you? You're too good for that.
Douglas seemed lost in thought, trying to decide what to have for dinner after the fight. But a funny thing happened on the way to history. Wonder Boy Williams ran out of gas. Buster started looking like his old man, the great 1950s middleweight, Willie Dynamite Douglas. One quick combo later and boom balade!
Oh my goodness, a huge right hand.
18 months later, Buster Douglas would, of course, shock the world by becoming the first guy ever to beat Mike Tyson. But he'll always be the biggest footnote in boxing history.
Oh my goodness, a huge right hand.
Big right. It's over.
This was the night Mike Tyson's amazing 37-fight winning streak came to a brutal end. Which brings us to James Buster Douglas. This 42-1 underdog was supposed to be Tyson's tune-up palooka for a marquee matchup with Evander Holyfield. But you see, Buster had other plans. He'd be fighting in memory of his dearly departed mother, Lula Pearl Douglas, who died just 3 weeks earlier at age 47. She always taught Buster to do his best, and that's exactly what it brought into the ring with him tonight. One thing he did not bring into the ring was fear. For the first time in like ever, Mike was fighting a guy who wasn't intimidated by him. No bear hugs or backpedaling from Buster. He came here to bash.
He's not afraid of anybody. He'll fight your toughest guys.
You can tell, Tyson was a little surprised. You can see, look, he's thinking, I might actually have to break a sweat here this evening. Which brings us to the 10th round of a scheduled 12. Tyson's got no bounce left in his legs. He seems vulnerable in a way we've never seen before. Give Douglas credit. He's about to finish what he started. Crackety, 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 jab.
Oh, whoa! Holy smokes! Can you believe that? What an upset that was!
Buster Douglas pulls off the upset of the century. For this, Iron Mike had never even been knocked down, let alone out. He seems truly lost down there on the canvas.
Holy cow, did he deliver! I said there was emotion in this building.
Long count or not, this win was no fluke. Buster Douglas just knocked Mike Tyson the heck out. And when the Western Hemispheres woke up a few hours later and read the headlines, they figured it must have been some kind of mistake. Because really, who would ever thought they'd hear these words?
The winner by way of knockout, the new heavyweight champion of the world, James Buster Douglas!
The man in the insane neck muscles is Railroad Ty Fields, a former power forward from San Diego State. And this truck in trunks is Mr. Ed White out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Just sit back and watch because the earth's about to move. And he's a southpaw. See, White, not much style here. Oh, the body shot, his fight's over.
Oh, slap me silly with a knockout stick. Ed White just got totally tattooed.
Celebrating, and Ed White is on the canvas, not getting up. He's done.
This is it. Hi, I'm Fred. I'll be your waiter this evening. We're serving up a delicious heavyweight bout here at Jersey South Mountain Arena. I highly recommend the 1988 Olympic gold medal, which Ray Mercer won. Merciless Ray Mercer is a perfect 6-0 with a tasty array of knockouts.
Everybody's waiting to see this guy.
Tracy Thomas comes in with a streak of brown in his hair and a mean streak in his soul. Treacherous Tracy has 30 meaty pounds on his opponent.
This fight ends up.
Thomas in the black and red trunks, Mercer in the gold.
And he's with a fighter who started off as the right-hander and switched to southpaw very quickly.
That's like switching from Chardonnay to Rumpelmints in the middle of a meal.
Two left hands by Mercer, and that hurt Thomas. And another right hand, and another.
Today's special is the jab. It's very fresh. Oh, check please.
Down goes Thomas in a heap.
Merciless Mercer devours treacherous Tracy Thomas and then spits him up into his napkin.
It's over. One round, and Ray Mercer has pleased the home folk.
A future king is coming to the ring. Lennox Claudius Lewis. We're catching Lewis early in his career, pre-dreads, before the devastating wins over guys like Tyson, Tucker, and Klitschko. And this guy ain't no tomato can. He's former heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Weaver.
He's a big dude, and he's got a lot of energy.
Lewis shows Weaver early that he doesn't plan on sticking around too long.
He's going for the big one. He wants to put him away.
But by round 6, Lewis is ready to give this High Sierra crowd something to holler about. Skull crack-a-jacka!
Oh! And that's it. What a way to close the show.
A huge right to the 40-year-old's kisser puts him on his 40-year-old fandango. Hop in the pain meter and let's scope out the damage.
I took my time until he exposed himself, and then he exposed himself, and I ended it.
Before he hangs it up, Lewis will go on to a dream career and be only one of 5 boxers in history to win the heavyweight title 3 times. Fast forward to June 12th, the stage in Memphis is set for the Rumble on the River. Once the youngest heavyweight champ in history, Mike Tyson's here to regain the title at the creaky old age of 35. Only 19 when he burst on the scene. Now Tyson hopes to burst Lennox Lewis's head wide open. This banging Brit is the current heavyweight title holder. Lewis won Olympic gold for Canada in 1988, but he'd trade that trinket in a heartbeat to punch Tyson back to oblivion. As they blast into round 1, Lewis sets the pace and takes it right to Tyson. Instead of delivering devastating punches, he's collecting them with his face.
Excellent shot.
And here's something you hardly ever heard in Tyson's career. Tyson goes down. By round 8, bam! Lewis tags Tyson with a brutal Tyson-like uppercut. Lewis slams another devastating uppercut and another overhand right.
Oh, big mistake.
Big right! Good night!
Wow! Completely puts him to sleep.
The once unbeatable Mike Tyson has been destroyed.
They're going nuts here at Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And this massive mess of man-meat is who they've all come to see. His mother calls him Arakesh, but you can just call him Butterbean. Butter made his bones in the tough man competitions. Since turning to pro boxing, he's put together an impressive 6-0 record. In the much thinner corner, meet Doug Don't Call Me Chuck Norris. Norris has had some bad breaks early in his career. Word is he's a much better fighter than his losing record would indicate. Round 1's a pretty even-steven affair. Both men land some quality shots. Norris is hanging surprisingly tough with the former tough man champion. But in round 2, Butterbean answers the dinner bell. Starts unloading on Norris. Norris is trying to slug it out with him, but that's like trying to fight the big man for the last chicken wing.
Well, it's wild now, folks, and there goes Doug Norris.
Oh, goodbye and good nachos. Norris has been nuked.
Well, he never should have slugged with him. He knows that now.
September 1st, 1973. Foreman's the best heavyweight on the planet. He's in Tokyo for his first defense of the title that he won by knocking out Smoking Joe Frazier in Jamaica. Oh, he did not just stick his tongue out at Big George. As they come out at the sound of the bell, King Roman's got a plan. Use his speed to stay away from Foreman's fists until the champ is worn out. Yeah, good luck with that. Boom! Foreman lands a body shot that almost lifts Roman off his feet. That opens the Foreman floodgates. He starts swinging for the fences. If any of these punches lands flush, Roman's meat. Roman slips and oh! Foreman delivers a shot that some would later call cheap, although wisely not directly to the big man's face. As they get back to it, George picks up where he left off and kabong! King Roman gets crowned.
George continues to press the attack.
Now the smart move would be for Roman to take the second place dough and call it a night. Lucky for us, Joe's no genius. Here comes Foreman. Right there. Roman's left wondering how the canvas got so close all of a sudden.
And it's Foreman just pounding him into the canvas.
March 27th, 1985. It's fight night in Atlantic City. One of the fighters on tonight's card will be barreling his way towards his date with destiny. We're talking about James Buster Douglas. But first, he has to get through the very dangerous Dion Freight Train Simpson. All this quick punch has done so far has annihilated the first 17 fighters he's faced. 12 by a devastating knockout, thank you very much.
Undefeated, 12 knockouts in his 17 professional victories. So, Buster Douglas, Freight Train Simpson.
These are two fighters with very similar abilities. Both like to stand and deliver. Really smack the leather.
Simpson in the red comes out with those lefts blazing.
Oh, and in the early round, Freight Train comes roaring down the track against the bigger man Douglas.
The punch to watch for with Buster Douglas is the jab. He really has a good jab.
If you ever wonder what guys like Douglas did before they got famous, it's fights like this. Buster spends a lot of time seeing what Simpson's got, kind of coasting in second gear. And then Buster gets busy. His punches come quicker. He's putting more power behind each pop.
Buster Douglas, the left-right combination getting through against Simpson.
And as the round's coming to an end, Douglas makes it clear he's had just about enough of this guy. Mongoon.
Buster Douglas rounded up from outside of Atlantic City city limits.
A huge overhand sledgehammer by the big man derails the Freight Train.
I'll let my actions speak for itself. I don't have to, talk a lot of yak. I come out to fight, and I came to fight tonight.
November 13th, 1985, back when people still underestimated Mike Tyson.
All you come get some, because Mike Tyson's out here. He's waiting for you. All come get some.
Watch how he strides up and into the punch so he can reach the face of his taller opponent, the enormous Eddie Richardson. Or, as he was known to boxing fans worldwide, Eddie who? He was the size of a power forward. He had Mike beat on reach by a full 12 inches. Unfortunately, Eddie was a mere mortal, going up against a boxing god. Try and wrap your mind around this knockout. What? That did not just happen. 6'6" dude not just go flying like he was shot out of a cannon. Wait. He needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. Eric Butterbean Esch. In the Washington Generals role tonight, his Canadian could have been Troy Roberts. It wouldn't be a big Vegas title fight without the big man on the undercard. Still, it's a classic battle of chiseled versus chunky. Like everybody else, Roberts thinks he's got the secret for defusing the Butterbean bomb. I'll just stick and move. But eventually they tire out, and Eric knocks the S out of him. The big finish comes seconds later, when Butterbean clubs him with a forearm. Of course, on him, it's more like an 8-arm.
Just like that, Butterbean turns it on and gets his 39th win and his 30th stoppage. The king of the 4-rounders keeps his title.
January 22nd, 1988 was one of those changing of the guard nights in boxing history.
I'm Mike Tyson, and there's no one like me. The great champions that's up in heaven right now watching me, they're probably saying, that's another good one for Mike.
Mike Tyson against the dean of the old school, Larry Holmes. This had to be a surreal experience for Mike Tyson. Holmes won his first belt in 1978 when Tyson was 12. And he stayed champ all the way until Mike was 19. So growing up, Holmes was the champ, period. The one constant in a chaotic world. Tyson's got to be thinking, then that's Larry Holmes right there, as he appears to be scared of me as if I were a monster, a wolfman, or a Dracula, Freddy Krueger, if you will. And Holmes had a reason to be scared. After running and hiding for 3 rounds, he came out clowning in round 4. So Tyson treated into a few pies in the face. What type of pie, you ask? Fistberry crunch.
Right hand and down goes Holmes with a crashing right hand.
So seconds later, Tyson breaks him off another piece.
And down he goes again from another right.
And then one more for the floor. Boom.
Down goes Holmes, and that's going to be it. It's over.
In his entire 30-year career, this was the first and only time Holmes was ever knocked out. The student had become the teacher, and the old dude had gotten schooled.
It's great to have the name on my record, but everyone knows Larry Holmes was a legendary fighter. And if he was at his best, I couldn't stand a chance. He was a great fighter.
But what makes this one of the top 5 most famous title fights in boxing history? Oh, where do I begin? All right, let's start with the undefeated world champion, Smokin' Joe Frazier. And at the time, he was the only guy to ever beat Muhammad Ali. Then you have the undefeated challenger, the fearsome George Foreman. Foreman was at the absolute tippy top of his game. Frazier lands one good shot early on.
Foreman has been nailed, and nailed good.
But soon after that, it is Foreman all the way. Boom! This was the night Howard Cosell uttered his famous phrase, "Down goes Frazier." And he needed it, because Frazier went down a lot. Not once, not twice, but 6 times. Joe Frazier was the guy other boxers saw in their nightmares, and yet Foreman made him look like a pathetic stumblebum. Here's the humbling half-dozen knockdowns one more time. As we blast into round 1, Tubbs shows off his strategy. Somehow lived to see his family again. For a large man, Tubbs has very quick hands. Tyson brings his usual pressure, always moving in, staying low, blasting quick shots. But by the end of round 1, Tubbs has not only avoided being another early Tyson victim, he even wins the round.
I thought Tubbs fought a very effective round. I gave him the round. Nobody has gone to Mike Tyson's body so far.
Round 2 is more of the same. TNT is bringing the dynamite to Kid Dynamite.
Good uppercut by Tubbs inside. Snap Tyson back a little.
But then, with some 30 seconds to go, the baddest man on the planet goes to work. Tyson kicks it into another gear, looking for that little window to sneak in the bomb. But Tubbs is hanging tough.
You know, Tubbs just trying to gain respect, and I think he's done that.
Oh, Lordy. Tubbs had to feel that one. He's holding on, trying to get a breather. But I'm feeling the fat lady's coming. She's waddling into the ring. She's ready to belt out a tune.
Tubbs is hurt. Tubbs is hurt badly.
Ooh, Tubbs got brutally tagged. And it's sayonara for TNT in Tokyo.
With stunning swiftness.
You gotta give props to Tubbs. He more than stayed with Tyson for almost 2 rounds. But no one could finish off a guy like this undisputed king of the ring. Wow.
And there they are, the moments of thunder that echo through time.
Holy smokes! Can you believe that?
From the sheer terror of a young Tyson to the timeless power of Foreman, these aren't just highlights. They're permanent marks on the soul of the sport. They remind us that in a division of giants, the final word is often written not with a snarky comment in the press,
They're just as good as dead.
but with a fist. These legends have left their mark. If we've missed a knockout that left you in awe, let us know in the comments. For more journeys back into the heart of boxing, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.